Have you ever noticed how some women do not flirt loudly or obviously, especially with men over 50, and instead test your awareness in quiet, subtle ways that most men completely miss? Because at this stage of life, women are not trying to look needy, eager, or too available. They are trying to protect their dignity, their emotional safety, and their sense of control. So rather than saying what they feel directly, they ask questions, and here is the truth most men never realize. A woman who feels genuine attraction toward a mature man will almost always ask two very specific questions. And those questions are not casual, not random, and not just polite conversation. They are emotional invitations hidden in plain sight. Before we go deeper, understand this. Many men over 50 believe they have become invisible to women. They assume attraction belongs only to younger men, money, looks, or status. But the reality is very different. Mature men often become more attractive than ever. Once they understand how women actually communicate interest, the real problem is not that women are uninterested. The problem is that men misinterpret subtle signals as friendliness and miss the moment entirely. Women do not pursue the same way men do. They explore first, they feel first, they test emotional safety before revealing desire. Feminine psychology works indirectly. And when a woman begins to see you as someone she could trust emotionally, physically, and intimately, her energy shifts, her conversation changes, and curiosity replaces neutrality. She begins asking questions, and each question is designed to reveal three things: whether you are grounded or insecure, whether you are emotionally and practically available, and whether you are aware enough to recognize attraction when it appears. This is why these two questions matter so much, and to truly understand them, you need to understand the psychology behind them. Many men over 50 grew up in a time when interest was more direct, people said what they meant, flirting was obvious. But women today, including mature women, express attraction differently. They rarely say, "I am attracted to you, I want to get closer. I am thinking about you romantically." Instead, they test, they observe, they feel, they ask questions that look harmless on the surface but carry emotional weight underneath. And here is the quiet, feminine fear, especially with older men. If she shows interest too clearly, she worries he will think she is desperate or needy, so she hides attraction inside curiosity, inside questions that only a perceptive man will recognize. And if you miss them, she usually will not repeat the invitation. Women rarely offer the same emotional opening twice. When they open a door and it is ignored, they quietly close it and move on. This is why awareness matters so much. Women use questions the way men use actions. When a man is attracted, he offers help, direction, protection, or attention. When a woman is attracted, she asks a question that gently hints at closeness, and among all possible questions a woman might ask, there are two that appear again and again across cultures, ages, and backgrounds. When she is carefully exploring intimacy with a mature man, the first question is designed to test your emotional availability, not your schedule, but your heart. And the second question is designed to test your direction, not your job title, but your inner stability. These questions are not about collecting information. They are about connection, alignment, and emotional safety. When a woman asks them, she is not curious about facts. She is checking whether you are the kind of man she could step toward without risking rejection or emotional harm. Most men answer these questions at face value and miss the deeper meaning entirely. But a grounded man hears what is underneath, because when she asks them, she is not asking for data, she is checking energy, she is checking his presence. She is checking whether you are emotionally awake or emotionally closed, and this becomes even more important for men over 50. Because at this stage of life, women assume you have lived enough to know who you are. They hesitate to step into your world unless they feel they will matter there. They want to know if there is space for them and if the man they feel drawn to is living with purpose or simply passing time. And now we come to the first question, the one most men dismiss as small talk. The first question is, do you spend a lot of time alone? And it may sound innocent, but it is not. It is her way of asking, is there room for me? Is he emotionally open or closed? Is he available or locked into habits? Women phrase this question in many ways. Do you usually go out alone? You seem like someone who enjoys solitude. Is that true? Are you seeing anyone or just doing your own thing lately? None of these are about loneliness. They are about access. A woman asks this only after she has already imagined herself somewhere in your life. She wants to know if entering your world would feel welcomed or resisted. If she felt nothing for you, she would not care how you spend your time. But when she feels drawn to the calm, grounded energy many mature men carry, she wants to know if closeness is possible without forcing it. Most men answer this question too literally and too emotionally. Yes, I am alone a lot. Not really, it depends. Or they joke it away. But a grounded man hears the subtext. He understands she is checking openness, not loneliness. And he responds with calm, balanced energy that communicates availability without neediness. You might say, I enjoy my space, but I am always open to good company. Or I have solid routines, but I am open to someone who adds something meaningful. This kind of response does two powerful things at once. It signals strength and independence, and it signals openness without desperation. And that exact balance is what makes women feel safe enough to move closer emotionally. When you answer this way, her nervous system relaxes. She feels warmth rather than pressure, and that naturally leads her to the second question, the one that reveals deeper interest. The second question is, what are you looking for these days? And this question is never casual. It is never small talk. It is a woman testing you as a romantic possibility. If she felt nothing for you, she would never risk asking something this personal because it exposes her. She might phrase it differently. What are you hoping for in your life right now? What kind of connection do you want these days? Are you open to something serious or just enjoying life? But the meaning is always the same. She is asking, do you have emotional space for me? Do you have direction? Are you intentional or drifting? Are you emotionally alive or shut down? This is where many men fail because they answer defensively or vaguely. I do not know. I am not. Thinking about relationships, I am just focused on myself. Or they go to the other extreme and sound needy. I want a partner. I hate being alone. I am ready for anything. Both responses quietly kill attraction. A grounded response sounds calm, centered, and intentional without pressure. You might say, I am enjoying my life, but I am open to something meaningful if it feels right. Or I value connection, but only when it adds peace and depth. Or I am building a strong chapter of my life, and I am open to sharing it with the right person. This shows clarity without urgency, confidence without walls, and women feel safe in this energy. When you answer this way, she feels seen rather than evaluated. She feels that you know yourself. And that is deeply attractive, especially to a woman considering emotional closeness with an older man. Because here is something most men over 50 never fully understand. Women want a man who is alive inside, not just physically present, not just available, but emotionally awake and grounded. These two questions are deeply connected to female desire, and women do not test men randomly. They test based on emotional readiness. When she asks, do you spend a lot of time alone? She is measuring openness. When she asks, what are you looking for these days? She is measuring direction, and the logic is simple. A man who is emotionally open and moving with purpose creates attraction. Clarity creates safety, and safety is what awakens desire. That is why these two questions appear again and again across different ages and situations. Even when a woman does not consciously understand why she is asking them, the instinct is still there. Imagine a real moment. You are talking in a cafe, a bookstore, at a friend's gathering, or even online. The conversation flows. There is ease and warmth. She laughs a little more than necessary. She adjusts her hair, her eyes linger, and then she asks, so do you spend a lot of time alone? This is her first emotional step toward you, a quiet opening. If you respond with presence and calm confidence, she feels encouraged. If you respond with confusion or shut down, the energy drops instantly. Later she may ask, what are you looking for these days? This is her second step. The moment she decides whether to go deeper or pull back. Many men think these moments are random. They are not. They are emotional checkpoints, and women almost never ask these two questions to men they feel nothing for. They ask them when interest is already there. So remember this. A woman who wants intimacy will not confess it directly. She will not chase. She will not repeat herself. She will ask 2 questions. Are you emotionally open? And do you have direction? And if you recognize them and answer with awareness, you stop guessing and start leading the connection with quiet confidence. And if you miss them, the moment fades quietly and rarely returns.